boning out and cutting up some lamb today. Some lamb and then a ram. Ram lamb. I try to go through and get every tiny little piece of meat I can for the trim. Get rid of all that solar skin, any of that gristle, ligaments, glands, any of that nasty stuff. But one benefit of being a butcher that not only does the home kill, but also does the cutting and wrapping by myself, is that I can adjust things and just kind of go at my own speed. Not a larger shop where you got a whole bunch of critters in the cooler that you got to cut and get those orders out real quick. You know, when you're doing that, as much as you try, there's just no way to get those bones nice and clean and get every little piece. You know, there's still quite a bit. My experience working in shops, and there's nothing wrong with the people or the shops, it's just the nature of the business. There's going to be a lot of wasted meat that goes in on those joints and bones and stuff that get discarded into the bone barrel or the gut barrel. And this gives me an opportunity. That's why I love doing it from field to freezer. Because I can take each animal and do it like I would want my own, and just, you know, completely, just really maximize the amount of meat that my customers getting back. You know, I wouldn't have the time to sit here and do this little detail, get these little bits of meat. I wouldn't have the time to do that in a normal shop. You know, because where I could spend, if I wanted to, I could spend my whole afternoon or a few hours just breaking down one deer or one lamb. Or, you know, I could do a quarter beef, a half beef, whatever I want to do, however I want it, a whole beef. I mean, it's just, if I want to spend the whole day, and I can just go through and get every little bit possible out of that animal. Get a lot better return. So that's one reason I enjoy. I've always enjoyed the work, but I really love the ability to be able to take everything from farm to freezer myself for my customers. So it's just, I'm going to get a lot of meat back, a lot more than you would expect, I think. I have the ability to go through and clean things up and make things look really nice. You know, that's nice or nicer than they would look in a display case at your retail store. Just because I have the time to do it. Me, it's not really work. I just something I really enjoy doing. I just get lost, kind of meditate in the meat and the music, and do my thing. I am a custom butcher. I do not sell retail meat. I do not have a storefront that sells meat. I take an animal from a farmer's field, dispatch it, hang it in my cooler, go through and get a specific cutting list from the farmer, and get the cuts that they specifically want. So if you're wondering, oh, he doesn't have a beard mat on, or he's wearing a tank top, yeah, I'm also wearing short pants. It's clean. There are cleanliness factors you have to adhere to. I keep a clean shop, clean equipment. But no, we don't have the full restrictions of like a USDA shop where I have worked in before, where you have the full garb and get up from head to toe and beard nets, and have to dip your boots in the solution when you walk in, and all that stuff. It's not quite as enjoyable. So right now I'm just going through this last little bit of this lamb, getting some of the silver skin off of here, and pulling out some stew meat and some ground lamb out of this back legs here. Customer wanted stew meat, so that is what we're doing. This is my first video, so probably don't have the best setup for you to be able to see exactly what I'm doing, but there's the grinds bucket. This is my stew meat that I'm saving. And here the table, the boning table here, I got a little scrap bin. I just drop the scrap stuff right down the hole, set it down the chute. Bone flying out. Pull the bone out of here. So the deal is, you take the bone out of the meat. You don't take the meat off the bone. That's what I was taught. Started out in Ridgefield, got a little butcher shop, little family-owned shop. And I also did custom farm slaughtering and custom cut and wrap. I was taught by a fellow named Wally Stephenson. That was probably the first thing he told me. Just take the bone out of the meat, don't take the meat off the bone. It all goes back to yield, the amount that you're going to get. So there, gotten down to that knuckle, and this is what I'm talking about. At another butcher shop, this bone right here would probably just get chucked right in the bone barrel. Whereas I'm gonna take the time to cut all these little scraps, all this little bit of stuff right here. And not all that stuff adds up after time. So perfectly good meat that can go in the trim bucket. That doesn't take a huge amount of time. As you can see here, I'm getting this all cleaned off. Get around this knuckle, grab that, pull that out of there. Just little bits. Cut it away from the tendon, don't want any of that on there. Try to keep as much of the tendons, the gristly stuff, connective tissue out of the grinds as I possibly can. There's a much cleaner bone, and it's not a lot, there's a good, pretty good mouthful of meat right there that would have gone into scrap bin. So, you know, it didn't take a lot of time, but working in a shop where you're cutting several critters a day, you don't have the time to sit and nitpick about every little piece like that, you know. Where I can be as nitpicky as I want to be. So that's the benefit of working for myself. And if you couldn't tell by the name of my YouTube channel, I'm Colin Hendrickson. I am the operator, owner-operator, however you say it, of Hendrickson Home Kill. I serve all of Clark County, Washington. I run a kill truck, so I go out to the farms, dispatch the animal, clean them, skin them, gut them, pump them, hang them, bring them here and hack them. So, cooking, hanging, and hacking. Started in about 2016 on my own. Doing it here at my home shop. Just started out with family, friends, and basically just kind of grew it word of mouth. I'll put some posts on Facebook, but other than that, I don't really advertise outside of Facebook. Mostly gets word of mouth, and there's a couple like Clark County Farm to Table Facebook group that my friend runs. Pretty awesome little Facebook group that a lot of good resources and connections and information in there. And I'll put an ad up once in a while for them, but no, it's just word of mouth. There are some other folks around the county. Matt's Meats up in Kelso area. He has a shop and runs a truck. I believe he only kills cuts and wraps in his own shop. He doesn't deliver to other locations, as I don't either. I don't drop off at Ward's or Butcher Boys or any other shops. I only go and kill when I cut and wrap myself, so I can control my schedule. Otherwise, it'd be like Buddy Morgan Kemper. He runs a kill truck. He delivers to all the shops, and he is busy, constantly busy, going all day, every day. Seems like. I do not do that. I just kill what I cut in my own shop. So I believe there's also Kerry out of Fur Creek Mobile Slaughter out in the Apple. He has a big truck. He transports to other shops. I just don't. I have once or twice offered to take somebody's critter like out to Darkners over in Portland, Oregon, or Ward's out here in Battleground, Ward's Custom Meats. Fortunately, the two times I've offered to do it, I didn't have to. So the customer ended up taking his own pigs in the back of his pickup to Gardner's, and then beef I was gonna drop off part of it towards the person I was cutting right before had the buyer for their other half of beef. They talked to me to let me do the cut and wrap on it too. They'd always use Wars, but he told them that they should give me a try. So I ended up doing that. So yeah, basically I just go get them, bring them back home, and get them ready for my customers. I try to keep it low stress. Things are stressful enough. You gotta keep up with cleanliness standards. You gotta make sure your refrigeration units are clean and working, and your truck and all this equipment is clean and good working order. Because one little problem can make a whole world of problems when you've got meat that you're trying to keep clean and fresh and cold. You gotta keep the freezer maintained, working good, saws, all that stuff. So any amount of stress I can eliminate, for me, I'm going to do so. And that is why I do not kill on a larger scale and deliver to shops. You got a lot better money in it, I tell you. I do not do this job for the money. Just do it for the enjoyment of bringing a good quality product. Somebody's hard work on their farm. They took the money and the time, and it's not cheap to raise critters. They put the time and the energy and the money into providing it with a good life, good food. I want to be able to provide that little bit of a helping hand in between that process from the field to the freezer to make sure that they get everything that they put into it back out of it, as far as quality, quantity, and there will be, no mixing of meats. I've heard the stories. Oh, I don't think I got my animal back from the butcher. I think they kept part of it. Or never heard that about myself. So, knock on wood. Hopefully nobody ever thinks that, because they get every bit of meat back, every possible bit. But if, I guess this is my first video, if I get some likes on here, and some comments, and people want to see or interested in my open door transparent business here, then you guys want to see how things are broken down, and curious about the different cuts. There's a lot of great resources on YouTube already. Yeah, if anybody's interested in seeing some more detailed stuff, some better video better than, like I can set it up over here to where you can actually see what I'm cutting and go through the cuts and explain stuff. Anybody's interested in that, drop a comment. And maybe I will expand doing this. Maybe this will be the first and the last video. I'm not sure yet. We'll see how this goes. In a regular shop, this would be, I'd be taking entirely too long just to cut some stew meat out of these two hind leg chunks. What are you doing over there? Somebody would definitely be questioning what I was doing. Like, what are you doing? You gotta cut that there and make love to it. I'm making love. It's all love in my shop. This does not put any metal shavings into the meat. This is a honing steel. All you're doing is realigning the edge on your knife blade. There's little fibers that cross, and as you're cutting, those little feathers, they feather out that you can't even see with your eye. And all you do, a couple strokes down in, lines that back up, puts that razor sharp edge back on there. That way, you are always got a razor sharp knife. If I cut like this in I don't know, even a grocery store or meat department, if I spend the time trimming and doing the stuff the way I do it, I think I'd be walking off that line pretty quick. It's like, yeah, take her up. You're good, we're good. You're not gonna make us no money. At that rate. Should have called my shop, sloth shop. Just chill, listen to music, and go slow. Make good, delicious stuff. Last one. Then we're on to that ram. Just hanging there, chilling. Chilling in the nice cool weather in here. Cut away when I can at this height, just because if you're going to stick yourself in the gut, it's going to be pulling this H-bone out. So you got to be careful. Keep control. This is probably getting boring, so I'm going to cut it off for now. Bye.